analysis, and then yeah, afterwards, I don't know. Well, no, I'll grab some breakfast.
Yeah.
I got so sick during the 24-hour stream. I was
Mm,
literally, I had a small break there where Wayne did his segment for 4 hours, so I napped.
mm,
I woke up absolutely drenched in sweat, went for a shower, and I literally curled up in a little ball in the shower and just let the hot water go all over me.
mm,
I was so sick. I came out of the shower. I was just shaking like a leaf on the floor. And then I came to the computer, and Wayne, Peters, he
mhm.
sees me and he's just like, "Holy shit, dude, are you gonna make it?" Because like I was so sick. And I was like, well, I got to. I got to bring in the next set of guests. And it ended up being okay. All I needed was some fruit. I had some fruit and immediately, oh, okay, starting to feel better again. I probably just was low on sugar, you know? It was a long
That's really
shift.
good. Yeah.
It was a long
Yeah.
shift. I was going for, at the time that I went for my break, I was up for 28 hours. Yeah.
Mhm,
And it was all like this, like every 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I was with someone.
mhm.
Yeah. It was something else.
So
It was something else.
they needed two of you then.
They needed four of me is what they needed.
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah, and it's okay. Like it was great. It was a test run. We pulled that out. We pulled that out of our asses, literally in a matter of a week. I'm not
mhm.
even kidding. And when we started, we weren't even done. Like when we started going live, we still had more graphics to create for some of the ambassadors and their guests. It was literally that close to not happening. And we didn't even have a schedule, no itinerary whatsoever. All we knew is that some like people we all we knew were who the ambassadors were that were interviewing. We didn't even know what order those ambassadors were going to be speaking. It was wild. I remember leading up to the day, I'm just like, I still don't have a calendar. I don't even know who it is I'm going to be talking to. I've got no idea, nothing. And we pulled it off. I was so amazed. And within half an hour of the live stream end, so it was like 23 hours and 30 minutes in, General Flynn called. So it was pretty cool to be a part of. Now, I don't particularly care for General Flynn.
No, but
U.S. generals are not to be trusted, right? Uh, but it's pretty impressive to have retired General Flynn call up. And I told Wayne, I said, I can tell you right now that if we go on to another event and there is a if we have to conduct propaganda, I'm out.
mm,
I am not interested in hosting an event so that Trump can have another publication. Like I'm not doing it for any propaganda whatsoever. This is supposed to be, and what the envision was that it was the grassroots journalism that was going to be featured. That was the objective, and we accomplished that. But I can tell you
mhm.
right now that if General Flynn is involved, there's going to be people that he will not want to have speak on this
Of course.
24-hour stream. And I
And
said,
that's
Wayne,
not.
you're one of them.
Mm, mhm.
So anyway, uh, yeah, let's
Yeah.
do market analysis because wow, it's funny how things just were stagnant and stagnant and stagnant, and then all of a sudden, boom, yesterday happens, or rather this morning happens, and now we've got new prices. Let's first of all look at silver and gold. As you can see, we have sufficiently dropped below previous resistance right here. This here is now, we're now below. That will now provide resistance going forward. There were a couple of instances here where there was no trading happening, and that's just because, yeah, this was Christmas here, and then this was New Year's. So that's what happens whenever there's no trading. It just goes flat line for a while. But as you can see, we're well below that line, and yeah, I would say that our next, you can see here my squiggly line is probably still fairly accurate to what we can expect. you can see we didn't even really get into this pivot zone here. Gold, same idea. However, we do have a higher high, but I don't think that we're going to see this continue to rise up beyond the resistance that we've had here. Dow Jones Industrial Index, since that fancy dance that we took, this is just funny. This is just funny. How anybody thinks that this is real market, like real market pricing is just ridiculous. Like, how is that not manipulated? This drop here, coming back up, this resistance is in place, right? So here's something I think may happen. I've been thinking about this for the last little while. We may actually see, well, this may be support right here because it has, it's been a big zone for quite a while. So this might provide some support going forward, and we will see higher highs. But I got thinking of another thing. We might actually see it go down further, and that may create the need for cryptos to be included in the Dow Jones. So now it's like, because you think about it, there are Bitcoin, it's 1.3 trillion or whatever it is, 1.6 trillion market cap. Let's go. Let's go check it out. Bitcoin, 1.9 trillion dollar market cap. Well, that's going to bring it into a top 30 of the Dow Jones, especially if it ends up being as powerful as it is, right? And so we may see the Dow Jones incorporate cryptos in order to maintain its thing. And I think that we're going to see crypto companies actually get into this Dow Jones fairly soon, just because of how immense the opportunities are and the valuations. So here is the global 30 of cryptos, and we can see that over the last day we've been great uptick. We haven't beat out previous highs though yet, so don't get too excited. However, this was a nice consolidation zone after this low. And so this here, lots of accumulation, is ready to go. Bitcoin looks very similar. And in fact, I would say that, that 90,000 mark was definitely a low. That was definitely a support. We may still see a bounce off of that. Don't be alarmed if we do, but I wouldn't be too worried. In fact, this lower end of this range, this pivot point, this here is kind of like a hard stop in the way that the market is moving. I'm guessing that we're pretty much done. This here, we need to see Ethereum come back up and beat out these previous highs. We've come back down. We've retested this zone right here. There it is right there. We need to get above this little area. We need to get above this and start tempting to hit some new highs. That's coming soon. Cardano actually is outperforming Ethereum in that regard, in the sense that we're actually creating some new highs, whereas we weren't before. We can see that that's support off of that 70-80 cent level. That support is definitely sufficient, and we're making new highs. Would like to see it actually crawl above this one here, right there. Once we get above that, then we'll see a lot more movement going upwards. Solana also outperforming Ethereum in the sense that it's broken out of resistance and is now headed up towards, right now it's sitting at this resistance. So we'll be watching this as it, goes up. I want to see this one. This one actually, I would like to see Solana get up and get a leg up over top of this line right here. I'm going to go ahead and turn this into a 5. And then I can get rid of this. All right, this one. Yep. So yeah, I would like to see us get above this 225 level. and then we're watching for the next one. Injective token, little bit lagging on it, but to be expected. It's it's not one of the top coins, right? And so it's not going to have the same attention. It's not going to get the same attention right away. Polygon here, similar price action there. It's also, look at this here. It's kind of interesting, eh? So this is a breakout. If we take that trend line that we were using to make that triangle back, and what was that, before Christmas? Yeah. That line, that trend line there has been broken out in this last little bit. So it's interesting how this line here provided that support. This is that long-term pivot line or pivot zone here. That goes back all the way to July. So very, very good. Very good to see that breakout. 3 protocol. Yeah. This one here is just dying out, but not in the sense that it's a bad buy. Just the price is not going around nearly as much. This is a great spot. We're at 3 cents right now. Still, it's a good project in its still a good project. It's ready to 10x. It's just a matter of the adoption, really. It's just a matter of the adoption. And yes, I do want to get this. I do want to get this protocol and sign up for it, test it out, see how well it works. With the no KYC, that's attractive. It's a prepaid credit card that you can swipe at the till, and it just withdraws from the cryptos you put on it. So I'm very interested to see how that goes. Woo. This one here. Yeah, we're seeing just that sideways pattern. This range here is providing us this ranging here is just accumulation. Whenever we see this, we have to remember that this zone here, this is the accumulation zone, where the price goes up and down between 2 points, where we're not creating lower highs or higher highs, or lower lows or higher highs. But this point here, where it dipped below that range, right at the beginning of this one, it dipped down below that range, that becomes a target for investors, for big institutions. And so we may see, overall in cryptos, we may see another drop coming back down to test this. So just be aware. I'm not saying that we will, but just be aware that that may be happening. Fetch, similar price pattern. Looks like, though, we're getting ready to push up against, is that a new high? Almost. It's basically a tie with the previous highs. Destra, different chart here. Definitely got a good boost over the last little while from this 29 cent. We got up 50. We went up 50%, sitting now 35% higher than what it was before. That's even just on the second, right there. Oh no, that was first. At 7 a.m. we found that support and blasted off. Next here, I would like to see this be the support. This line right here. That's where it was in the past. There's the resistance that it was. So this here would likely be the support that we need to continue moving up. And there's not really a whole lot more resistance from that to go to that all-time high. So we'll be watching for that. 0 by 0. Yeah, 0 by 0 is pushing up. So it has to create a new high yet. That has to create a new high. Nothing too concerning about it, though. It's a really good position. In fact, the fact that we have this high here, definitely, let's just go to the daily chart here to see what that is in perspective. Yeah, see, this high here that we got, this is really encouraging, and there's not much resistance above that to the all-time high. So we found support. I think we're kind of coiled up. The terminology is coiled up, meaning things are going to spring into action here pretty soon. IOS network. This one here also has found support, previous resistance. And this is the no, that's not the all-time high. That's right. First got started, it was higher, but this is great. The next resistance that we'll probably see might be in this area here around the $1.60 mark. But otherwise, there's not a whole lot stopping it from going up to the all-time high, $2.60. What is that from here? 2.5? 220%. Anyone? This one here, I'm watching some of these because these are smaller market cap coins, and I would say that this is a great opportunity to buy simply because of how much it's retraced from that all-time high. There's a 45% dip, and so right now, because we have confirmation that that support is present and it's strong enough, now with creating a new high from this high right here. This is again daily chart. Let's go to the 2-hour chart so you can see. So this high here is now beat out. If over this day, if we don't come back down into this range here, then we have definitely put ourselves in position for great movements going up. Looks to me like the next resistance would probably be at the $1.60 level. ARK. Showing some great promise here over the last little while, creating some new highs. Yeah, at the 4-cent mark, we've got a ways to go before we break above this high here at 7 cents. We're going to need some more time. We're just going to need more time. Going to the daily chart, we can see overall great position. ARK is ready to go. This breakout here that we had, in November, was what we were looking for, and this low not going down lower shows us that we've got that support. And today, well, even in the last couple hours, some great movement. Link still hanging out nice and low, lower market cap, so it's not going to move as quickly, like in the same fashion. It's not going to move at the same time as some of the other coins with higher market caps. But this one here is ready to go. And with the smaller market cap, when it does go, probably just going to see it shoot right up to that all-time high again. WorldCoin. This one here is basically right where I purchased it before, back in November 16th. But this high here that we had on December 5th, that one that's our target, basically, from where we are right now. And even that, from where we are right now, that's a 91% growth. So you almost double your money just going to the previous high, never mind to the target, which is, yeah, $60 is what I have my target on this one. That's like a 25x from where we are right now. Neural AI, also in a good spot, not finding support too low. In fact, after all of this movement here coming back down, we can see that it didn't even go down below this here. Didn't even come back down to where I bought. So again, as this day progresses, we'll see where it might find support next. I would like to see a leg up over top of this resistance here. That kind of lets me know confirmed we're headed up. With a lot of these other ones, we actually see a new high being created even today. Where is an example of that? Solana and Cardano, new highs are very encouraging. Anyone, ARK. All right, on to Beam. This one here is a larger market cap, and right now we can see, we found support off of this resistance here. So this dip down, again, that dip down might be attempted again. We would need to see this get above, I would say get above the resistance that was here. This provided support in the past, so we need to get a leg up over top of that before we push for that all-time high again. PAL, still in the game, doing well. In fact, you can see that this trend line here was sufficient for the support necessary for this to continue going up. We do see a pattern though. We can see a little bit of a channel occurring. This downward motion here. It's kind of a falling pennant pattern. It's getting more and more narrow as we go down. So lower highs and lower lows. So this could be in a small little this could be in a small downtrend, but it's going to find support likely off of where it has been in the past. We'll see what happens. Again, for this one, I would like to see it get above this level right here. Next, FAR. Nice little showing some life here over the last few days. Really excited for this one. I really am. This one here is one of my long games. Sitting right now at 1 cent. I bought down here at 9/10 of a cent. And we've got a target. I think I put my target at $1. Yep, put the target at $1. So that's a 100x target on this particular asset. And with the gaming scene the way that it is, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. IMX. Same idea here as what we're seeing elsewhere. Kind of some sideways movement after that dip. Some sideways movement, but this is all accumulation. All of it. This whole area is accumulation. And I would say that we sufficiently found support when we dip down here. Again, though, that becomes a target for institutions. So we may see another push down. We can even see that pattern, right? That same pattern, that downward pattern occurring here. That may bring us to this point, but that the support will likely be there for us to go up. Superverse. This one here has a little bit of a different pattern, having formed a new low, off of this line here. Definitely tempted this line. This one here, for me to know that we're actually in an upward trend, I would need to see it go above this high here. Once I see it get above this high, then we're ready. Then I know we're ready to challenge the next levels. For Clearpool, still finding support basically off of that price line that I purchased, where I made the purchase on December 8th. Yeah, this is a great project. I'm looking forward to this one for how new it is and for how strong it is in its price compared to where it started. It's a really good position. Seed World, nice and cheap, I tell ya. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna back the truck up here. This one here I've been watching for a while, a real world asset, and I just love the fact that it's here finding support at way back here. There was that support, and we didn't touch it again until now, basically over the last few days. December 26th is when we came back to that price. So this is a good position, really good position. Bonk. I took out the Sundog listing that I had. Not that I'm out of that trade anymore. I'm just not going to analyze it anymore until. Honestly, I'm just going to wait until my money's back, or I made a little bit, and then I'll pull that out. Blanc right now is finding support. Looks like, I guess it's a meme, so don't plan too much for it. Oh, this is interesting. Remember this bar here, this candle that we had happen wherever, I talk about this, the institutions are looking for it. Well, look at that. The price has already hit that part and is now bouncing off of that. Again, though, lower lows, that's a lower low. So we're in a downtrend right now. We are not confirmed going up. We need to see it beat out that previous high. And then again, I would like to see this line right here, the price action, get above that. That's it for the market analysis today, January 2nd. Thanks so much, everybody, for your patience over the last few days as I recovered from the big 24-hour stream. But that's it. That's it for market analysis today. Everybody, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Smash that like button and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.